Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody? Hi, Manuela. Hi, Crystal. Okay, let's get started. So, I turned 51 in August, and I've definitely seen a lot of changes to my face over the years. I did not use sunscreen for a huge portion of my life, and I was definitely a beach baby. So I have got the broken capillaries to prove it. I've got the sunspots to prove it. I have this part of my eye that has gotten more going down. It's called like gravity. So I have some awesome tips and tricks that I like to use when doing my makeup to just feel younger, brighten up my eyes, get rid of the shadows underneath my eyes, make my like my eyes lifted without having to have plastic surgery. So I'm going to share with you my little tips that I have. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Most of these tips as well, you guys, can be used for people that are under 50. So these are not like just tips for people over 50. So the first thing is you want to use a primer for your face. It's going to do, well, let me back up. First thing is you want to hydrate your face. Good makeup application, flawless makeup application begins with skincare. So you want to make sure that you're using good quality products. They do not have to be expensive, but you want to make sure that you're working with a good canvas. Once you've done that, so what I did before was I washed my face, I toned my face, and toner, when I was younger, toner was to clean your face. That's not what it's for. Toner replenishes your pH balance so that your skin can work with whatever is going on that day, whether it's sunny, whether it's dry, whether it's humid. So the pH balance of your skin is super important. So using a toner will do that. I use a rose toner. You can use a witch hazel as long as it doesn't have alcohol in it. You do not want to put alcohol on your face. That will speed up the aging process. Once you've done that and a moisturizer, you want to use a silica-based primer. And what this does is it evens out your skin tone so that when you put on your makeup, your skin will be more even toned. So it's basically like just kind of making your canvas a little bit easier to work with. Then I am going to use a concealer to help with this area right up here, here, and then also a little bit on my cheeks. Now, I use concealer twice. I use it before I use my foundation, and then I also use it to brighten up this area after my foundation is on. So I put a little bit on my hand. I'm going to use a concealer brush. It's a synthetic brush. It's really thin as opposed to something that's really fluffy like this. So that's the big difference. So we're going to put a little bit on the brush, and then I am only going to put this right here. Okay, so I'm not going to do this whole thing because this is where most of my problem is. And then I'm going to put a little right here, and that is just to help that lift up. And this is just what I do. Like I said, you know, everybody's different. Everybody's going to do this different. But this is what works for me with my skin. Put a little bit around here. And I'm just dotting it on. You don't have to be, you know, super crazy. And a little bit up here. And you can use whatever you like to use to blend it in. I'm going to use a Blending Buddy, my favorite, and very lightly. Also, using your fingers is totally okay. Use your ring finger. You don't want to put a lot of pressure, especially on the area underneath your skin. So you can use your finger. Using your finger is actually really good because your hand is hotter than your face, and it's definitely going to help blend that concealer in even better. And you just want to tap and make sure that you're not dragging down, okay? So either way, whatever works for you is fine. And I'm not too concerned. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Jocelyn. So I'm just covering with, sorry. So then my connection's really weird, so don't give up on me if it disappears for a few minutes. Just hang tight. Okay, now, because I'm super dry right now, which I'm not dry all the time, I go back and forth from using our liquid foundation, which I absolutely love. This is our liquid, to using our cream foundation. The cream foundation is pretty new for me because I grew up with really bad acne, and I stayed away from anything that gave extra moisture. But as I've gotten older, I've actually really started to love the cream foundation. I love the coverage. It's not too cakey. It's actually, so I'm just using a beauty blender, and I'm just putting that all over, and it's gonna blend right into, not too concerned about my eyes because I'm gonna prime my eyes a little bit differently. Hi, Lisa. The other thing that primer is going to do for you, you guys, I was talking about putting on the primer after my moisturizer, is the primer is going to help your makeup last all day. And when I used to use different makeup, I was constantly putting powder on all day long because I felt like I was breaking through. My oil was coming through because I used to be super oily. And now I don't have to do that because I use a good primer. And I wish I had known about primer when I was younger because I didn't. You also want to make sure that you're getting this down on your neck. And I love, 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 love our cream foundation now. So I think it's awesome for you if you have combination or dry skin. And I think it's also good if you, in the wintertime, for anybody, even if you feel like you have oily skin, it's definitely not going to make you more oily. I feel like my lighting is like really off. I don't look that pale in person, I promise. So you can use one of these, or you can use a beauty blender, or you can use your hands. So with your hands, your makeup is going to, like, you can use your hand to remove your makeup. So with that said, you want to be careful when you're putting on or using your fingers to just kind of blend things, that you're not rubbing it, that you're just patting it, okay? Now I'm putting a little extra here because of those broken capillaries. And then you can also add a little bit more concealer if you feel like you didn't get those areas. I was trying to get like this area covered up, which I feel it looks fine, but I do feel like on my cheek where my broken capillaries are, I could do a little bit more and a little bit more right there too. So it's all, but wait until you see the eyebrows and everything else that literally makes you feel like you have gotten a facelift without actually getting a facelift. So much cheaper too. Hey Holly, how are you? Okay, now I am going to use a little bit of setting powder. I absolutely love our setting powder. I've done videos where I've put lipstick on my face on two sides and then put setting powder on one side and gone like this and like smeared the lipstick, but the setting powder didn't. So that tells you a lot about what setting powder can do for you. So I also use setting powder to help with eyeshadow. I was going to do a do's and don'ts live, and I think I'm going to do that this week sometime because I've really been learning a lot about different things that are working for me and different things that aren't working for me. So what I was going to do was like a do one side and then a don't on the other side for women over 40, and little tips and tricks that we don't always think about that will make a huge difference in our... They're awesome, Jessica. So I'm on about day 16, and they go through a process. So when you first get them done, they're super dark, and then they fade. And I actually was getting really nervous. I was like, oh my God, my brows are gone. What's going on? And so now they're in the shedding process. So they've all healed, but they've shed a little bit, and now there's the color starting to come back. So I'm super excited, but I love them. It was the best thing I ever did. And if you are local and you are interested in getting your brows microbladed, let me know, because I have something special for local girls to San Diego that want to get their brows microbladed. So definitely let me know. I've hooked up a few girls today already, and they're like super excited. So let me know. Hi, Julianne. I'm good. How are you? It has been a while. It has been a while. Okay, so I don't feel like I necessarily need to do anything to my brows, but I am going to go through the process anyway because I want to show you, and I need to get my brow palette. Medium, brown, blonde, brunette. There we go. Sorry. Oh no, Julianne, I did too. I had bronchitis. I'm better now. I still have what they're calling the 100-day cough, but it's definitely better. So I hope you feel better soon. It just takes a while to get rid of it. Definitely takes a while. So I'm going to be using our brow palette and our brow artistry brush. But I want to point out a couple things. One is that you want your brow to come to right here, and you want your brow to come out to about right here. So as you can see from over plucking, I've lost a little bit of my natural brow. But with the microblading, that's helping a lot. So those are the kind of key points that you want to look at there. And then we're going to use the edge that is, it's not straight, it's at an angle, okay? And your brows usually are lighter here, and they tend to get a little bit darker towards the tail. So I'm using the brunette brow palette. This is the lighter shadow color. That's the darker one. That is a wax, and these are highlight colors. This one I use when I'm using warm shadows, and this one I'll use, and it doesn't look pink once you put it on. That's kind of misleading. It doesn't look pink once you put it on. And I use the pink one when I'm using like purples and blues, things that are a little bit cooler. Okay, so using this brush, I'm going to dip it into the lighter color, and I'm going to cover it both sides with the brush angled down. Oops, totally wrong spot. I'm just going to fill in and kind of scoop that area right there. And then I'm going to turn the brush this way, and I'm going to draw a line at the bottom of my brow, just from here up to where the arch starts, so you can see what I did. Then I'm going to draw down my tail, and then I'm going to use the darker color just to kind of fill that in a little bit. So that side's going to be a little bit darker. So I'm just feeling, I went a little bit too, sorry guys. I want to show you though the difference when you do your brows and when you don't. So look at the difference. I need to remember to put on my do not disturb. So look at the difference when I've done my brow on this side and I didn't do my brow on that side. Now because I had my microblading, the difference isn't as crazy. Hi Dylan. Hi Maria. Hi Emily. The difference isn't as dramatic as it normally is, but you can definitely see how this just kind of brightens up the eye, and it kind of lifts the eye, lifts the face up. So let's do the other side. And I'm basically going to do the same thing. So holding my brush, and I'm going to draw my line. Okay, so again, this is the brow palette. It's like my most favorite thing ever. We also have pencils, and you know, if you're used to using a pencil, you can definitely use a pencil. I am not very good at using the pencils, but like Lonnie, my daughter, is super good at using the pencils, and that's what she uses. So it really just depends on what you're used to, and I am using the color brunette. So there's blonde, brunette, and dark. So if you're blonde and you have really light hair or red hair, light red hair like strawberry blonde, you're going to probably want to use blonde. If you're sandy, darker blonde to darker brunette, you're probably going to want to use the medium. And if you're really dark brunette to black, you're going to want to use the dark palette. So that is going to totally help you, you know, lift up your face. I love, love, love our palette. Now, bronzer. We have our new stick, which I love using, but I like using my bronzer even better. However, I do love the stick, and I've been getting really used to using it. So there's two sides. There's the dark side for your contouring, and then there is the light side for your highlighting. So basically what you would do, and I'm going to use the bronzer today, but if you wanted to use the stick, which I love it, it's pretty cool, is you're going to contour right here, under your jawline, up here, up here. You can even do your nose if you want your nose to appear smaller. And basically what you're doing when you're highlighting and contouring is you're just helping those shadows. So shadows fall on your face a certain way, and this is definitely going to help to just kind of get those high points and low points. So this is a low point, this is a high point. This is a high point, this is a low point, you know. So we can do a whole nother video on highlighting and contouring, but that's basically the gist of it. Our bronzer is amazing. It is made in a terracotta pot. One side is shimmery and one side is flat. For me, I don't really care what side I use, but what I do is I take my blusher brush and I squeeze it and I put some color on it, and then I come over here and I just make a line. And I know that's very pronounced because I want you to see what I'm doing, but then I'm going to blend that in, and that is going to contour that area. So you can then just blend that out with your brush or whatever. So we're gonna do, hi Lonnie, hi Pamela. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. And this is going to, if you're anything like me, and I have a very round, fat face, it is not sculpted at all. So this helps me a lot to kind of build some definition and sculpt my face a little bit more. So that's why I like using the bronzer. I was just talking about it. I actually love the contour stick, but for summertime, I love the color of the bronzer, and I love how it just kind of gives you a little bit of extra color. I haven't been using my bronzer because I've been using the contour stick, and I've done videos on it, just yesterday I think I did. So I love the contour stick, and that also comes in light, medium, and dark. So the contour stick is awesome as well, and I definitely suggest it. And it's limited this month, so it's only available for this month. Okay, hi. So we're gonna do some eyeliner, and we're going to use black. Now, because I have hooded eyes, what I want to do is I want to create a little line starting in the middle and going out. And so I want the outer part of the eyeliner to be like up there, but I don't want to cover up my entire lid. And you don't want to go too far away from your lashes. We're definitely not trying to do a winged eyeliner. I feel like I'm way too old for a winged eyeliner. So these liquid liners are awesome because they do the work for you. You basically just set it down and pull it out, and they come in some great colors. How is the poopy park? Okay, so that's it. Especially if you have older eyes like me, you don't want to do a super thick eyeliner because I only have so much real estate to go around on my eyes, and I don't want to take away from that.
She's giving me the sniff bag.
Okay, so I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put on some eye primer. I had to cut mine because I was almost out of it. And eye primer is awesome because it's going to help a couple different things. If you're anything like me, again, older, you have discoloration in your eyes, which is totally normal. But it doesn't look great with shadows over colors, right? So I put this on. I don't know if I let that dry long enough. And this is super lightly tinted. There's not a lot of color, but it will cover up like just some of the discoloration in my eyelids. So we're going to put that on. Now, it does make it a little bit tacky because when you first put it on, it's going to be a little bit tacky. So you want to let that kind of set. And then what I do is I use our setting powder. Oops, it's right here. I use our setting powder, and I take this super fluffy brush that I love. I don't even know where it's from. Oh, it's a Morphe brush. And I tap it in the setting powder and then tap it off. And then I lightly, and this is translucent, so it's not changing the color, but it's going to give you a good base to put those shadows on so that you can blend them really easily, because blending is key when you're putting on shadows. So that's my little hack, is putting on, what is this? Setting powder over your eye primer, because most eye primers are going to be a little bit tacky because that's what helps the shadows stay on all day. So I'm going to use, because we're doing over 50 eyeballs, I'm going to use palette number 1, and these are all browns and neutrals. They're really pretty, just kind of plain colors. Also, if you guys do not have a color swatch, I definitely recommend getting one of these. I think I have one that I got at Sephora, and the other one is, I don't know, doesn't even have a name on it. I got it on Amazon. It was like $5 or $6, and it's a tin can. It has a lid, but I think I lost my lid. And then inside is this little pad. And what this does is it allows you to change the color on your brush. So you're using one color, and then you want to change it and use a different color, but you want to use the same brush. And this allows you to take the other color off, which is awesome. So we're going to use Elated, which is just a really easy, creamy color. And we're just going to put this all over our lid. And I'm almost out of this color. And I have a new palette somewhere, but I think I loaned it to my granddaughter. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing over here. Now remember, we're dealing with eyes that are over 50. This look will look good on anybody, but especially will look good on somebody that has more mature eyes, hooded eyes, a little bit wrinkly eyes like I do, crepey eyes. So if you know anybody in that age bracket over 40, share this video with them. I would love it. So this is one of my favorite brushes. It's an old MAC brush. I think it's a MAC brush. It doesn't have a name on it anymore. I don't know. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Yara. Hi, Holly. Julianne, try it. You're going to love it. It is awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to take a crease brush. This is kind of like a blending brush, but it's a little bit more tapered. And we're going to use the color Chipper. And that is this light brown right here. And here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put the color on. Keeping your eyes open, you're going to put color right here. Okay, you want to do this with your eyes open, looking straight into the mirror, because you want to be able to see that color when your eyes are open, and you're only going to put it up here. Do not bring it down here. When you bring your eyeshadow down here, you're pulling your eye down, and you don't want to do that. So you want to put this up here, just like that. Okay, and we're going to do the other side. Now remember, you're going to layer colors. It's super important to layer colors. You don't want to take a super dark color and just stick it on your eye. It's going to come out blotchy looking and funny. So you want to layer your colors. So this is the first color that we're going to put in this area. And we're just using a really light hand. You want to hold your brush towards the end. If you hold your brush up here, you're going to put more color in one place. So it's really important to hold your brush towards the end when you're doing this part of your eye. When you're working on your lid, it's a little bit different, but definitely for working in your crease and blending, you want to hold your brush towards the end. You're going to get a softer look that way. And this is all about looking younger and taking years off, so we don't want our shadow to be super harsh. Like I was 20, I used to wear my makeup totally different, and that was okay. But now I'm not, so we change the way we do things as we get older.
Are you making anything for dinner?
I don't know. Are you hungry? Me too. Let me finish and we'll figure it out. Oh, yes, no, go in the garage refrigerator. There's a lasagna in there.
Okay.
It's the Costco one. I think you set that. It'll tell you how to cook it. Just turn the oven on and put it in there. Sorry. Okay, so I'm doing this while my eyes are open so that I can make sure that I'm getting the color where I want it, okay? Now, I haven't blended this yet, so don't look at it and go, oh my gosh, it's so dark. So now I'm going to take a blending brush. Hi, Rhonda. I'm going to take this little blending brush, and you can close your eyes now or close one now or whatever, but I'm just going to blend back and forth in a windshield wiper motion and kind of feather those edges out so it's not quite as harsh. But remember, we want to concentrate that color up here, not down here. And you'll always see me going like this when I'm doing makeup, because I don't want, the more makeup you bring down here, the older and more tired your eyes are going to look.
Do you actually put foil over this, or do you just put it in the...
Does it say to? Yeah, I do.
Okay.
See? Pretty. Okay. Now, oops, I spilled. Happened. Okay. Now we're going to take a little bit darker of a color. So we're going to take this color right here. This is still a matte. So far we've used this color that's a matte, this color, and now we're going to use this color. And we're just going to take that same brush. I'm going to use my, hi Christine, I'm going to use my color swatch, although it's a darker color, so it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to clean my brush off, and I'm going to dip into Forthright, which is a darker brown, and then I'm going to tap it off because I don't want too much. With my eyes open again, I'm going to put just a little on this outer corner and a little bit onto my lid. So I'm doing a little bit of a V, but I'm not bringing it over here. I don't want to put too many dark colors over here because, as you can see on my eyes as I get older, I have a little poochy pooch. A little poochy pooch right here. So just a little bit. And this palette is good for anybody. This is my absolute favorite palette. As you can tell, it's my favorite palette because I'm hitting pan on almost 4 colors. Okay, so again, we're going to dip into Forthright, knock off our brush, start it with our eye open, get that color in there, and then bring it down onto our lid. Now, here's another trick, because we talked about not bringing that shadow too far down because it pulls our eyes down. When you're putting the shadow on, you'll notice that I'm not going like this. I'm going up. I'm never bringing it down. I'm always going up. Okay? Because if anything, I want my eyes to look bigger, brighter, and up and not down, right? So when I'm putting this color on, I'm going up and in, or just up, but up and in. Okay? So that's our second pick color, or third color really. Okay, now we're going to take our blender brush again. Now I'm swatching the color off this, but here's what I want to do. I need another mirror. I've got that color, but I want to blend it just a little. So I'm going to take that blender brush and do little teeny circles just right over those two colors, just to blend them out a little bit. And this one I just noticed could use a little bit more Forthright, which is fine, because remember, you can always add more, but it's really hard. It's really hard to take away. So you want to layer. You want to remember, just layer. And this is an easy look, and it would only take me a few minutes, but because I'm chattering so much, it seems like it's taking forever. So now I want to blend that out a little bit. Okay, now to jazz this up, we're going to take, you could use either color, but we're going to use a little bit of shimmer. I'm going to use this color right here, which is Brassy, and I'm going to use it wet. So you can use rose water, just a little bit of tap water. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to use. I am going to use my setting spray. You don't have to. It's fine either way. And I'm going to take a synthetic brush. You want to make sure you're using a synthetic brush. Get it wet. And I'm going to dip it. You know what? I'm going to use Sincere. I changed my mind. I'm going to use this color right here. So I dip it into the setting spray, tap it off, and then I'm going to put that Brassy on both sides of my brush, and then I'm going to very gently tap that onto my lid, just on the inner corner of my lid, just like that. A little bit more rose water or setting spray. Sometimes I don't put enough setting spray because I don't want it, you don't want it to be wet. But you're definitely, when you're working with shimmers, metallics, satins, anytime you can use them wet, you're going to get more pow. So let me show you a little example on my hand. So I'll use two different brushes. So this one has, I'm using that with water, right? Let me take another brush that's dry. And this is the difference. Look at the difference. So that one's with water and that one's not. No, that one's with water. Yeah. Yeah. That one's with water and that one's not. So you can tell when you're using it wet, you're getting a lot more bang out of that. It's just going to make the color pop even more. Okay, so now, excuse me, we're going to blend just a little bit. I don't want to bring that dark color and go over that, but I just want to blend it so that there's not like a line. So you just little circles with your blending brush. And that's it. Perfect. Now, I'm going to take that same color, dry, on a little bit fluffier of a brush. And I'm going to come in here and put it right on my tear duct. And that just pops your eye, as you can see. This one, it just pops your eye open a little bit more. So we're trying to trick our eyes into looking bigger and younger than they are without having surgery. Which I'm all for surgery, don't get me wrong. I have no qualms about surgery, so I'm just blending a little bit. Just a little bit, and you want to do it really lightly or you're going to smear your colors together. The number one thing I hear when I do my makeup classes is, how come mine always smear together and you can't tell that I have more than one color on? Because you're smearing it. Okay, now I'm going to take Zealous, which is the darkest color in this palette, and I'm going to use it as eyeliner. Just a little bit underneath on both sides. And I'm using it wet. And I love, love, love using our shadows as eyeliners. Ta-da! Now, Julie! How are you, my love? I haven't seen you forever. Hi, Belinda. Okay, now, here is the secret to the best part of doing your eye makeup. Mascara. Okay, when you're putting on your mascara, you want to roll, roll, roll. And I'm going to let you see the difference with mascara and without. Now, I don't have my blow dryer in here because my son used it. But usually what I would do at this point is blow dry upwards on my eyes to help them curl. I have an aversion to using curlers. A lot of people use them. They're fine. I don't like using them. So I don't. I always hurt myself with them. So I do not use them. So one way to make your eyes look bigger is with a good mascara. See the difference? Well, I hope you all enjoyed my over 50 tutorial. I do one-on-one makeup consultations for free. And I do online makeup courses that are so much fun. I actually give away some free makeup and we have so much fun. So if you are interested in a one-on-one consultation for skincare or makeup, let me know. I would be happy to do that with you. And again, it is private, so you don't have to worry about people knowing what's going on with your business. Or if you would like to host an online makeup course for you and your friends, or join one that I have going on, let me know. I'd be love to do that. Okay, next let's talk about lips. So lip liner is important. It makes a huge difference. Hi, Michelle. I am going to show you our new lipstick that is amazing. And I'm going to show you the color. What is this? It's called Seeing Double, and it is a pink with a purple liner. So you can turn it upside down. Then you can use your finger. You can use a lip brush if you have one. Doesn't matter. You can use whatever you want. I am going to use my lip brush, and I'm just going to that's it. You get the perfect ombre lip every time. And you don't have to use a bunch of liner and white and all that. And that's it. That's all you have to do, and it's amazing. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay, let me know you're here. Say hey, ask any questions. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.